Hello, how we doing? Excuse me limping around, but as Gary may have told you, I hurt my leg at footy. So for this recipe you're going to need one crutch. No you won't, I've got that. So what we're going to do tonight, a 6-minute video just to show you how to do slow braised lamb at home. I've got a shoulder of lamb, really nice. This is straight from the butcher, full of fat. When you choose to ask your butcher for a really nice fatty one. This is a really simple recipe, but it's packed with flavour, packed with everything you need, and it's absolutely beautiful. Might be a few surprise ingredients that you're not expecting, but don't worry about it. So first we're going to prep the lamb. This is on the bone, so it's shoulder on the bone. It's the fact that it's on the bone is what makes it tasty. You get all of the flavour coming out of the bone. So stab your lamb. Keep stabbing it. Think of somebody you hate. I don't actually hate anybody. Anyway, stab the lamb nice and deep all the way through, right to the bone. Really simple. So I've got some peeled garlic cloves, some rosemary stalks straight from the garden, some smoked paprika, some garlic salt, because I love garlic, some Maldon sea salt, and that's the first preparation for the lamb. So where you've stabbed the lamb, you're going to fill those holes with cloves of garlic. These are just peeled cloves of garlic. I've got about 10. I'm just going to fill those holes, pop them in. They don't have to go too deep, just as long as they're in and around the lamb. That's going to permeate into the meat as it cooks slowly. This is going to be a 6-hour cook. So we're going to cook this lamb for 6 hours at 150 degrees. Really slow. It's going to take in all the moisture. We're going to add lots and lots of moisture into this dish. And the fat from the lamb will cook out beautifully. It'll render down and give you a lovely succulent piece of lamb. This one shoulder of lamb will feed about 4 to 5 people. You can. I bought this one from the butcher. They're about 18 quid for a good sized shoulder. But when you work that out between 4 or 5 people, it's not too bad. So I've studded the holes with garlic. That's lovely. Chuck the rest of the garlic in there. That won't hurt. Rosemary, stab that straight into the holes where you've gone, push it all the way in. I'm sure you've done these on the barbecue before, but you really want to get that rosemary pushed nice and deep into there. There we go. You'll see this in a second. I shall tip it up so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so there we go, that's the rosemary. Then, the most important thing, this is where you're going to start getting that flavour massage into the lamb. I've got some garlic salt. This was just roasted garlic and Maldon sea salt. We're going to get that on top, and that's going to be our rub. We're going to rub that in. We've got some smoked paprika. Liberal with the smoked paprika, really pop it in there. That's a Waitrose brand. The one I normally use is that one there. You've probably got a tin of that at home. That's really good smoked paprika. So, a little extra Maldon salt. And there we go. That's why I'm wearing the gloves. We're going to rub this into the meat. Just about a minute of massaging. What you're doing is you're massaging the fibres of the meat, which helps it tenderize later on. The salt will draw the moisture, is going to draw the moisture out from the bone. That's why it's very important. The garlic's going to add the flavour, and the rosemary's going to add the flavour. So you'll have to bear with me whilst I massage this in, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. But it should go nice and purple. You know you've got all that garlic flavour going in. And because you've stabbed it, as you're rubbing the salt and the garlic and all the herbs into it, and the spices and the paprika, that's pushing into the meat and going right inside, which is going to really intensify the flavour. So, pop gloves off. It's enough massaging of meat. Looking nice and red and purple and stuffed full of flavour. Now this is the most simple dish you can do at home, and this demonstration will literally take another 2 minutes, and it's going in the oven. So I have some roast squash, diced, 3 whole leeks, roughly chopped, straight in, 3 onions, skin on, in half, straight in. 2 lemons, cut in half, straight in. Another big bowl of garlic, cut in half, skin on, thrown in. This will blow your minds. Good old Jersey butter. Half a block. Straight in. Brown mushrooms, one tub, straight in. Half a bottle of red wine. Between 6 of you, that's going to be ample. Olive oil. A big glug. I guess you're getting the theme of how this dish is going to taste at the end of it. Nice and oily, nice and greasy, all that good fat coming through. So, this is beef stock. You can buy the pre-packed beef stock, really good. Straight on. Water. About 1.5 litres of water. Wrap it up, pop it in the oven. Really, really simple. That's all you have to do. A couple of tips when you're wrapping it up. Take your butter from your butter paper, pop that on top. Some silicone paper. Pop that on top. That's going to help to keep the steam and the moisture inside. Push that down into the roasting tray. That'll keep all of that juice and all of that wine pushed in nicely. And we're cooking at 150 degrees for 6 hours. So super, super slow cooking. You can take this another 2 hours as long as you've got moisture. If it looks like it's running out of moisture, turn the oven down, fill it with a little bit of extra water. Just move these all out of the way for you, just so you can see what's going on. Pop that over there. So, that's with the silicone paper on top. And then to keep all of that moisture inside, a nice big sheet of silver foil. Cover the whole tray with silver foil. Pinch it tightly around the edges because you really want to keep all of that moisture inside. Worth taking a little bit of care over this just because you want to make sure that it's sealed properly. You're only going to want to open this once, and that's going to be in 6 hours' time. And trust me, when you open it, there'll be a queue of people at your front door. So there we go. Slow braised lamb, oven, 150 degrees. I like to cook this one in the bottom of the oven. The reason I do that in the bottom of the oven is that if any moisture pours over, it's going to fall into the bottom of the oven, into a tray. So I keep a tray in the bottom of the oven, just an empty tray in the oven. That's just there to catch any extra moisture. So, it is 6:30 in the evening. That means at 12:30 tonight it's coming out. But, what I could do is at 12 o'clock, I could just turn the oven off, leave it cool down, and then open it tomorrow morning and have it for breakfast. And I think that's maybe just what I'm going to do. That goes in the oven. Job done. See you all next week. Sorry I can't be there. I would love to be there tonight, but I'm on my crutch. Nighty night.